Extreme Collectibles here with an amazing piece. This is Queen Studios life-size Heath Ledger Joker bust. And words don't even describe. I don't even know where to start, but let's just start.
And here we go.
Extreme Collectibles here with Queen Studios life-size Heath Ledger Joker bust. So as I said in the intro, I'm not even sure how to review this because there's a whole bunch of stuff going on here. So first of all, for those of you that don't know, the senior Mr. X, he actually just found out I had a YouTube channel yesterday, and he's visiting and he's off camera. So I learned my collecting from him. You know, he does movie posters and used to do vinyl records. He's probably not happy I'm talking about him, but so that's kind of exciting to me. Second one, obviously, this piece is just phenomenal. You guys know I have the Queen Studios Iron Spider bust, and then I have quite a few more on order, and I'm really excited to get him. This guy, they made 80 of these, and I believe there's a variant. There's a different one where his head is tilted and it's half makeup. I'm not a huge fan of that one. This retailed at $2,880 plus shipping and fees. I was lucky enough to get it under that shipped, so very, very happy with the price. And I kind of, man, you could hear my stomach growling, I bet, right there. I kind of just took the plunge on this guy because Queen Studios, Infinity Studios, Prime One, they're all working on Heath Ledger pieces, both 1/3 scale and bust. So nobody knows if this is going to be valuable or not, because if the new companies come out with something that far surpasses this, the value of this will completely plummet. However, if the new pieces aren't as good as this, the value of this will double, which, as you guys know, most Queen Studio busts have pretty much risen in value 50 to 100%. Now, another unique thing about this, and someone can correct me if I'm wrong, but this one actually is not licensed. All of Queen Studios' new stuff is licensed. So interestingly enough, if you go on their Facebook page, there's no info about this, which I totally get because DC is now licensing them, so they don't want to talk about stuff they've done before that isn't licensed. So really, really cool piece, and we're going to talk about it, and I'm going to do the review a little bit differently. At the end of it, I'm going to just show some video and close-ups, but as I talk, we'll do that as well. So I got him because I have a giant villain horror bust wall right around my big screen TV down here. So he's going to join them along with some of the other pieces I have coming, like T-800 and Thanos, and I think a few more. Loki, getting Loki as well. And came in a standard huge big box. These two different pieces. The base, which is incredible, we're going to talk about as one piece. These front cards actually come out as well. Joker is another piece altogether. Man, my microphone is right by my stomach and it keeps growling, so if you hear that, I apologize. And it comes with black gloves, kind of like PCS used to do the white gloves, and it comes with a brush, felt brush, I believe, so kind of neat. Let's get the dimensions really quick. So the widest part are probably his shoulders, which is about 17.5, and the height is right under 27 inches. And depth is probably similar to what the shoulders were. Oh, it's about 14, 15 inches. So one unique thing, when I was deciding whether I was going to pull the trigger on this, I tried to find any really good solid reviews, and I couldn't. Maybe I just missed them, so hopefully this helps out some other people. But this is Heath Ledger as the Joker from the film The Dark Knight, and I'm a huge fan. I think anyone's a huge fan, and it's funny. I remember when Heath Ledger was originally cast for that role, people were like, the Brokeback A Knight's Tale guy is going to be Joker, please. And then he ended off pulling off a phenomenal performance. And one really cool thing, I like the original Batman Joker played by Jack Nicholson a lot too, because they both play the insane Joker really well. However, in my opinion, I think they're completely different types of insanity. So, for example, what I mean with Heath Ledger is he's more maniacal and kind of that cold-blooded murderer, even though they both are, almost like a serial killer type, just really, really dark. Hence maybe the name of the film, The Dark Knight. Where Jack Nicholson, while he was a murderer as well, he kind of played an insane, playful guy. He had all the funny tools. He had just weird moments. Like, I remember, I want to show this scene, actually. So, where he just greased Grissom, the old mob boss, and he's sitting in an office by himself, and he just starts making funny faces. So, kind of a different insanity. Let's look at that clip really quick.
Winged freak. Terrorizes. Wait till they get a load of me.
So, as you see, two totally different takes on the Joker, but they both impressively pull it off. So, we're going to get into some close-ups and detail and concept on this, but one other thing it does come with a photo of Heath Ledger, and then it comes with a COA, Certificate of Authenticity, which is pretty neat, and there's a pretty big blurb on here. I'm actually going to read it. It says, and I'm going to paraphrase a little bit of it, but in the Dark Knight trilogy, no villain captured everyone's imagination quite like the Joker, played by Heath Ledger. He was the ultimate mastermind, causing chaos and destruction at every turn. Ledger's interpretation of the character perfectly encapsulated the sadistic serial killer's sense of humor and madness from receiving worldwide critical acclaim. Why so serious is one of the most iconic lines in movie history. In this scene, Joker shares one of the stories behind his physical and emotional scars. To the audience, it seems evident that Joker is insane, but there's also this uneasiness and loneliness that Joker reveals before he dispatches his enemy. We have carefully customized this Joker one-to-one silicone bust to commemorate the early death of Heath Ledger. This product is made of medical-grade silicone, including synthetic hair and realistic detailing. This high-end, bespoke bust captures the image of the Joker in statue form, ideal for any movie lover or collector. So, very cool. And, that's another thing. So they use medical silicone, which essentially means it'll last forever. There's a bunch of controversy with Infinity Studios coming out with their bus, whether they're going to use medical silicone or not. The hair is rooted in, so it's actually into the piece itself. And the fabric is just high quality, which we're going to talk about. They really spared no expense. So let's talk about the concept and design of this piece, kind of like we normally do. And I'm talking really, really fast today because there's so much to talk about. So first, he is on this base, as you see, and the base is awesome. And we're gonna actually, let's talk about it now. So first of all, they have Joker quotes all over the side. So on this first side here, you see it. Here's a close-up. I'm an agent of chaos. One of his lines from the movie. And then when, I believe he was talking to Rachel, now I see the funny side, now I'm always smiling, is on another side, the front side here. Why so serious? And then this is actually a quote from Alfred, I believe. Some men just want to watch the world burn, on the back side. So here the base is a representation of a lot of things going on with the movie. There's City Hall, which we're going to look up some close details. So I like that they added all that, the Joker cards, the quotes. And then Heath Ledger up here, very stoic. They could have chosen so many different designs for this bust, whether he's laughing or he has an evil smirk or a frown face, but they kind of chose a neutral look, which is one of the reasons I didn't want to buy it at first, and which took me so long to pull the trigger. But the more I have it in person and the more I look at it, the neutral look is perfect because the more you stare at it, you can kind of interpret he's thinking a multitude of different things. So I think that was very purposeful and very deliberate by Queen Studios and the art team behind this. it kind of can satisfy almost every level. So really, really cool concept. It shows him in his full glory. Like I said, I like this one. It's painted. It shows his classic suit. Really cool concept, really cool design. And now let's really jump into the paint and sculpt. And there's a lot going on here, and not just on the Joker piece itself, but the base. So I want to start at the base. Let's look at some of the colors we have first. So there's really those grays and blacks that are kind of mixed in, and then there's almost this sandy color that's all over the place, almost like it's a faded building. And not only the wording on the side that we showed pictures of earlier, but on the building itself, it seems like there's cracks and texture laid throughout. And then I absolutely love the building. You see the different pictures I'm showing here of the stairwell to, like I said, I assume this is City Hall, the back pillars of it with windows. Really, really cool. Well done. I'm glad they didn't skimp on this. And then the front, the two cards here, it looks like Joker hanging someone's head. Kind of hard to tell, but I kind of like it that it's hard to tell what's going on there. Really, really classic Joker. And that same texture is on the top base where you input the bust itself that I was talking about earlier, kind of the wear and tear. And then really quick on his clothing here, like I said, I'm not in any way a fashionista, or whatever you would call it. I'm not into fashion, as you guys see in my videos. I like t-shirts and I don't comb my hair all the time. But really, really cool clothing that they added. Very true to the movie. Just a fantastic job on all of that. And then starting at his neck, so they maintained his neck in the normal skin tone because he traditionally didn't have makeup right there. And one of the unique things about the Heath Ledger Joker is he put on the makeup, and he put it on sloppily. You could see throughout the movie as it was coming off due to actions, and then even the one scene where they tried to assassinate the mayor, where Jack Nicholson's Joker was, that was what his face was. The chemicals had transformed his face into that look. So another big difference between the two. But back to the neck and the bust here, and then it kind of blends in where he put the makeup on all over his face, and I'm kind of just showing different shots here of the makeup. It looks fantastic. Looks like real makeup, looks like it'll come off. And then of course his red lipstick and his mouth right here, obviously not only did they really nail the scars, they look fresh, or not fresh scars, but they look like permanent scars, not just makeup. And then he has that slight smirk we kind of talked about. He's very stoic. You don't know what's going on in his mind. And there's so much definition in his face. It looks like a real human being. And then moving up to his nose, fantastic likeness to Heath Ledger on this, obviously. Nose looks real. They have the glass eyes. And the makeup, again, very sloppily put on, but it's calculated sloppy, just like it is in the movie. And the makeup actually covers his eyebrows. These are real eyebrows. You can't even tell unless you touch them. And then his forehead, you can see kind of him squinting. You see the lines in his forehead and the makeup that's around that, and even some black marks from the makeup that are kind of all over. And then here's a picture back where his ear, so he, like I said, very sloppy. He got the makeup on, and some of it got on his ear, but some of it still has those flesh tones. And if you were to pull up his hair, which I don't have any pictures of, there's complete flesh around the back. So they didn't skimp on that. I don't know what's beneath the clothing. I'm probably never going to look, but really interesting. And then moving on to his hair, right here on his hairline, you can see it is rooted in. Very cool. There's some makeup that's splattered up on his hair, which would be evident in the movie as well. And then here's some close shots of his hair. Very messy, very dirty. It's very stiff, by the way. And I know that there were some criticisms of this piece. They don't like the hairstyle. I don't love the hairstyle, so I do have to agree with that. And if you're wondering about how he feels, it's silicone. It feels like rubber. So just kind of a heads up on that. I don't want to touch it too much because of the value of this guy. So awesome, awesome piece. I'm really excited to get some of my more realistic Queen Studios bust. The T800 ships later this month, so I'm expecting similar quality. And this is just an awesome piece. And I've only seen like 4 for sale since it came out a year or 2 ago. And who knows what's going to happen with all the other companies putting out Heath Ledger stuff, but I am a fan of this. I'm very happy I got it. And before we're gonna end the clip here, the video with just some video close-ups of it. But before I do that, I want to say, if you haven't subscribed, please subscribe. Only about 50% of the people that watch are subscribers. Let me know your thoughts on this, or if you're interested in any of the other Queen Studios pieces. By the way, I can't help you, I don't sell them, but just which ones are your favorite. And if you liked it, give me a like. So thanks so much for watching, and I really appreciate it. And until next time, take care. But here's some more close-ups for you.
Ooh, hee, ha, ha. And I thought my jokes were bad.
Give me one reason why I shouldn't have my boy here pull your head off.
How about a magic trick? I'm gonna make this pencil disappear. Ta-da! It's gone. Oh, and by the way, the suit, it wasn't cheap. You ought to know, you bought it.
Shit. I want to hear proposition.
Let's wind the clocks back a year. These cops and lawyers wouldn't dare cross any of you. I mean, what happened? Your balls drop off? You see, a guy like me...
Freak.
A guy like me. Look, listen. I know why you choose to have your little group therapy sessions in broad daylight. I know why you're afraid to go out at night. The Batman. See, Batman has shown Gotham your true colors, unfortunately. Dent, he's just the beginning. And as for the television's so-called plan, Batman has no jurisdiction. He'll find him and make him squeal. I know the squealers when I see them. And
What do you propose?
it's simple. We kill the Batman.
If it's so simple, why haven't you done it already?
If you're good at something, never do it for free.
How much you want?
Half. You're crazy. I'm not. No, I'm not. If we don't deal with this now, soon, little Gamble here won't be able to get a nickel for his grandma.
Enough from the clown!
Let's not blow this out of proportion.
You think you could steal from us and just walk away?
Yeah.
I'm putting the word out. 500 grand for this clown dead. $1 million alive, so I can teach him some manners first.
All right, so listen, why don't you give me a call when you want to start taking things a little more seriously? Here's my card.